Hi, everybody. This is our directions for our Amplify Lab Simulation 1. And the first thing on this is the first time we've used Amplify this year, so we need to know where to go in it. The first thing is how you get to Amplify. There are a whole bunch of different ways. Some of you guys probably have this bookmark still from last year, but you can get in through your portal. They've got a link directly there. Once you get in one time, I would definitely put that as a favorite because we're going to be in it a bunch. And log in with Google, and it will hopefully take me to Amplify eventually. Waiting, and finally there I am. So guys, in Amplify, whenever you're in Amplify, the first place you want to go is up here to the hamburger because this is where it takes you to the things we use. So this is all of our simulations that we use. And the simulation you're going to want for this is this one that has the picture of the light with the little rays hanging on. Yours won't maybe be in the same order as mine is, but look for the light that says Harness Human Energy Simulation. And you're going to go here and open this simulation up. And when you're here, you're where you need to be for doing this. Now, I'm going to go back here for a moment. Basically, what you're going to be doing, we're continuing this idea of energy transformations and energy systems with pathways. So I'll make a simple one here. And what you do is you got to choose an energy source, and I'll go ahead and use the sun. And then you have all these things that you can kind of put in. And I'm going to go ahead and put the solar panel in, and then I'm going to go ahead and put in an LED light. And there is a whole little energy you can, and then I can hit run, and it will show this thing going in the sun, making the electrical stuff and running the light. And then the analyze is really important on these. Not so much for today, but in the future. And this will tell you the energy that went in and the energy that came out. And you can see not all the energy that came out was light. Some of it was this red stuff down here, which is thermal energy. So it's really important. If you see a bar here where we don't have, this is the energy that's still left in the system. But it's still there, so to speak. We just got to use it all up here. At any rate, you're going to be making a bunch of these different types of ones. Everybody's will look a little bit different. It won't be the same, but you can say, here is the one that I just made, and here is an example of how you would write it down. You're going to write the pathway. So you've got the sun and an arrow. The arrow means it changed when it got to the solar panel that turned it into electricity. And we have electrical down there, and then that changed when it hit the light into radiant. So the energy pathway is the sun to the solar panel, the light. Now down here, the type of energy, we're going to write down radiant, electrical to radiant. That's the actual energy transformation that took place. And there's even some wiggle room on this. On the sun, I think radiant's probably the best one, but if you'd have said nuclear, that wouldn't have been wrong. On this, I think radiant's the best one because we use LED lights to make light, but you could have put thermal. You just saw me do thermal. Some of that came out as thermal energy. Now, this is just an example. You're going to need to do 4 more systems of your choice for question 2, and your 4 systems have to have 4 parts to it. You can see my system only had 3. That was just to kind of show you how it worked. You guys need to have 4. And for every one that you do, you've got to tell what the pathway is. That's the easy one. That's just what's right up here. But then you have to tell beneath it what kind of energy transformation it is, the radiant, electrical, the radiant. And then down below, you have to just give one. And there'll be more than one for every one of these, but you have to tell one energy transformation that occurred in your system. So in this case, we had radiant energy from the sun transformed into electrical energy at the solar panel. You could have also said we had electrical energy at the solar panel turn into radiant energy at the light. That would have been just as correct. So down here, you don't need to list every transformation. You just have to list one transformation, and you have to be specific about where that transformation happened. And try not to skip over them. Try not to go, we went from radiant at the sun to radiant at the light, because you've missed the transformations in between. That wasn't a direct transformation. So when you're doing transformations, you're just looking at things that are directly connected to each other. So you're going to do 4 more of those systems. You're going to write it out like this, and then you're going to answer question 6, and we're going to get back together and see what all of you put. And that's the directions for today. Thanks for watching.